apparently this is a controversy happening on Twitter regarding Fire Emblem. And as you can see, this is the original Japanese translations. And on the left, you have the Western localization. So in this scene, it said that I'm still a child, so I may not be ready for these sort of things. The Western translation is, we made a good team coming up with this product together. I'm really grateful. Here you have, even if it's too soon for us to be lovers, we can still be partners, don't you think? I got a memento of our great teamwork, so why shouldn't you? With you, I might just be the world's best traveling merchant. If we meet my family someday, let me introduce to you as my significant other, okay? And in the West, you have, nope, the partnership is our ticket to fame, fortune, and finding my family. So, obviously, you notice that the spirit of the game is not translated properly. And a lot of people dislike this. Now, when it comes to Fire Emblem, a previous version of the game has been so abysmally translated that it caused a huge uproar over the internet. And I think that this is not the same case as that previous version. Because in the previous version, the translators were injecting their woke ideologies into the game. So for example, there was a scene where a character was wearing a lewd outfit, and another character was saying, maybe you should dress a little bit more conservatively. But the Western localization had the same character saying, it's cool that you do not subject yourself to the cisgender, heteronormative, patriarchal expectations. Or something in those lines. So you could see that the localization team was injecting Western politics into the game where it didn't belong. However, in this case, I do not think it's the localization team that's to blame. I think Nintendo itself decided to crack down on any type of romance involving characters that are minors. And it's up to you to decide if this type of dialogue is bad. I haven't played the game. I don't think there's anything sexual happening in it, but I guess the idea of 10-year-olds, because this is the age of these characters, like 10-year-olds having these types of conversations, maybe a little bit too much. And I'm not talking about for the American sensitivities. I'm talking about being able to sell the game in European Union. Or being able to sell the game on other platforms. Like if they ever decide to sell it on Steam or something. So, I do understand where they're coming from a business point of view. Right? This is not just some ideological movement that's trying to change the game. This is coming down from a corporate environment. And again, it's up to you to decide whether or not you want this in the game. I do not know just how far this goes. I have no idea just how, you know, if it's just a couple of lines or they actually go into some dirty jokes down the line. What I do know, though, is that when you have a game that's really great, and it has this type of dialogue that's taken a little bit overboard, it's also very difficult to promote that game. Because if you go on Twitter and you say, hey, you know, why don't you try this game? A lot of people are going to go, it's like, oh my god, like that game? It has that type of dialogue in it. What is wrong with you, you sick fuck? And you're like, well, I don't even care about the dialogue, but like the rest of the story, the plot, no, you're supporting. Right, so they understand that this can happen. This is not like a leftist issue. Like, there's people on the right as well that do not want this. So they're removing it. But my point with this video is that, no, I do not think that the localization team is to blame. I think this is a decision by Nintendo. And they are the ones that you can thank or complain to, depending on how you feel. Personally, though, and the reason I made the video is because a lot of people were asking me to, I do not think that this has anything to do with wokeness. From what I understand, they also took some lesbianism out of this game. Because you had like 2 female characters, they were underage, they had feelings for each other, they removed that in the translation as well. And I seen a lot of leftists being upset that they removed that. So, there's people on the left that are upset, there's people on the right that are upset, and there's also people that are fine with it. But again, everyone is screaming at the localization team, and I do not think it was their initiative, right? By the way, I just want to point out there's a lot of games from Japan which unfortunately can never be in the West, and they will never be on Steam, precisely because of this, right? So, maybe this will allow more games to appear on Steam. I have no idea. But hey, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.